Although we might not admit it, we've all done it. Stalking other women, other people online. Have you done it?
I have followed people once or twice in my life.
We've all done it, whether on Facebook or a blog. Envy can lead to a life of unhappiness, though, if we let it.
So we're going to get rid of that today. So joining us, therapist Julie Hanks, along with Stephanie and Kristen from the Six Sisters blog, to talk about an issue that can take over like a disease. You guys have an online life that people follow. And I'm assuming you probably follow other people as well. Do you ever sometimes envy other people? Do you have this cyber envy thing?
Sometimes, yeah, that's for sure.
Sometimes it's way worse than others, but I do find myself occasionally going through people's photos slowly, and then I realize what I'm doing, and oh my goodness. But it's definitely there. It's definitely real.
Let me ask you, we're having say you have a rough day or whatever, and you hop on Facebook because you want to check into some things. You see someone who's like off in the Bahamas, having a great, wonderful time. You know, they're posting all these photos and everything, and don't we fall into that trap? How do we put it into perspective so that we don't have that cyber envy?
Well, I think it's really important to remember that people's online life does not equal their real life. It's a filtered version. So hopefully they're posting real things that happened, but they're not posting about the fight that they got in the night before they went to the Bahamas. I mean, it's a filtered version of life, and so it's important to remember that. Just like when we see airbrushed models, they're airbrushed. It's the airbrushed version of our lives.
It's the best of the best. Would you guys agree with that? I mean, in the era of being honest, yeah?
Like with our blog, we make recipes all the time. We have to make a couple extra recipes for the week because lots of the times they bomb and they're horrible and the pictures turn out horrible, but we put on the best of the best, but in truth be told, they're not all that wonderful.
Kristen's coming clean for us this morning too, right? With some pictures?
Oh, I am. Yes, I'm a little embarrassed, but yes, took some pictures of my house, and it was a crazy, crazy day, and yeah, that's really how my house looks.
Would this
most
ever
of the time.
go on your blog, though, honestly?
No, never,
yeah, no.
never.
It's that airbrush filter that Julie was talking about.
It is.
I've actually done some where I have come clean on reality, and like, this is my desk, it is a mess, here's my, remember the dead flowers in the front of my dead flower?
I loved you for that.
Because it's like, no, it's filtered, and that's really, really important to remember.
Would you guys ever, like the recipes that flop, would you ever post those and say, just in good nature, look, it doesn't always turn out. Sometimes the cake falls, sometimes the frosting runs.
Yeah, you do.
I think occasionally, I think a lot of the time there are pictures of, most of the time of their children with the frosting all over the face and up their arms and things like that, but
Yeah. And that's a good idea to show people that we are real, because we usually send them to each other. We'll take a picture of the flop and send it to each other like, oh, this didn't work out today.
I've heard bloggers say those can be the most popular sometimes posts is the confessional post. Julie, you say there's a word that we should eliminate from our vocabulary altogether in reference to Facebook following and blog reading. What is it?
It's the should. So just because they are cooking amazing meals or they're posting the ones that are amazing doesn't mean I should. Doesn't mean I really don't cook. Like, we do dream dinners and like frozen things a lot and canned things. That's not my thing, but I have other things. And so just because they do doesn't mean I should. And I think we get into that comparison of, oh, look, they made their child's Halloween costume, they sewed everything. So what? That doesn't mean I should. Like, that's their thing. Own whatever your thing is, and you can eliminate the shoulds.
Do you guys ever feel guilty? Like you're setting people, you're starting to say you do you?
I have a lot of people that will come up to me and be like, oh, I made this recipe, it turned out so great. And I'm like, that was our third try, but third try was a charm. Sometimes you do, sometimes, like Kristen was saying, sometimes they're a flop. They're not all gonna be perfect, but
no. And we set up our pictures so they're all perfect with the napkins and
the lighting.
You can't eat dinner before I have to take a picture first. Oh yeah. And so it's not all real life all the time. We don't have these perfect little recipes and food that I set out for all my family. It's usually just slop it on really quick, and
it's the one plate.
That's
the one plate that has to
plate.
have the picture taken.
Exactly.
Julie, do you find that if I'm getting caught up in the shoulds of blogging and the shoulds of Facebooking, and I'm feeling weighted down emotionally from all of this pressure and expectations, is it ever okay just to turn it off?
It's really okay.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's really helpful. And you know, everybody goes through times when our self-esteem is kind of vulnerable. And that may be a time to go, you know what? No Pinterest today. because I just really can't keep it in that perspective of it's not real life. So yeah, take a digital timeout if you're feeling pressured or if you're feeling guilty or like you're not good enough. And yeah, come back with that perspective that it's filtered, it's not real. And just because someone else does it doesn't mean you have to do it.
I'm going to jump to one more point that you have, which is sometimes we might read their blog and we see the pictures and we say, oh, I envy them. I wish I were like that. But we've just spent the last several minutes saying, hey, it's not real. Is there a positive side to my envy of their looking at the recipes and their perfect family? Is there a positive that comes of that?
Yes. I think people often will come to their blog or anyone's Facebook page because they want to get inspired. I mean, we can let envy tear us down or we can use it to inspire us. So say I go on Instagram and I see someone just remodeled their kitchen and I could go, oh, my kitchen's horrible, or I could go, ooh, let's start saving up to remodel ours. I love that. You can get ideas, you can get recipe ideas. It doesn't mean anything about your worth. You can use it to go, oh, let's plan a fun vacation.
Stephanie's nodding her head right through that.
It is like, look at it as, okay, well, that's an area of my life I can improve on. Yeah, I may not have it all together, but I can work a little harder just in this one area to be a little better.
But only if you want to. It's not the should.
Yeah.
It's if you go, ooh, I really like that. And, or I want to do a Christmas card like that. That's really cool. So use it to move you forward in the areas that you want to.
Kristen was nodding again on this one. She was jumping on that.
No, I completely agree just with what you're saying.
Yeah, good points. Good points all around. Ladies, thank you so much. Good perspective. And I need to say, I appreciate the tone, too, of some bloggers. I think you three are all great about putting forward a realistic, happy, positive tone that doesn't leave me feeling bad about myself after I've read your social media. So, nice job. Julie's website now offers online counseling, so look for her on wasatchfamilytherapy.com.
And, of course, we also want to thank Stephanie and Kristen, two of the 6 sisters, for chiming in on such a needed topic.
Sister 2, Sister 4.
We got them right? Okay.
You got it.
The other 4 are out there somewhere.